We're live. Hello, and welcome to our fourth bass lesson. This is an exciting day because we're going to do something that's huge, absolutely huge. Once you learn what I'm about to teach you, and really learn it, you're going to be using it for the rest of your career as a musician, especially if you're a bass player. And what am I talking about? Wow, this is exciting. I'm talking about playing the cycle of fourths. What is the cycle of fourths? Maybe you have heard of the cycle of fourths or the cycle of fifths, but haven't used them before. It's often taught in theory class to teach students about major and minor keys, and also the arrangement of sharps and flats on the staff. But practically speaking, for your instrument, it's a great way to explore all 12 keys in a nice, orderly fashion, and also in a movement that's often used in real music, in songs. And that is the movement of fourths. Okay, so it's time for me to stop talking and actually explain with my bass here. So remember how we have the C major scale, and we're counting our scale degrees: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Well, if I go from the 1 directly to the 4, I get this interval. An interval is just the space between two notes, and this is called the perfect fourth. And the song I hear in my head when I hear a perfect fourth interval is Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. Now, I'm just going to play some other perfect fourths for you. Hear that song? What about over here? Amazing Grace. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Now, the perfect fourth, we need to stack one on top of the other until finally, after playing all 12 intervals, we end up back at the C. So how do we stack fourths on top of fourths? Well, very carefully. That's what I'm going to teach you. So before I just play it and have you play with me, if you ever get lost on the bass when playing these fourths, remember this: whole, whole, half. So how do we play a whole, whole, half sequence on one string, on our A string? Let's start on the 3rd fret. We want to go up a whole. Notice that that's 2 frets. Let's go up another whole. And now let's go up a half. If you use that formula of whole, whole, half, you can find the perfect fourth. So if we skip there directly, Amazing Grace, okay? Play it with me. Okay, so we're moving from C to F. But now where is the perfect fourth on top of F? Let's use our formula. So we have whole, whole, half. Does that sound right to you? Sounds good to me. So let's start from the C again. Beautiful. That's the first 3 of the 12 notes that we are going to learn. So let's say the note names out loud. It's time that we learn these notes in order. This is our C, F, B flat. Let's do that again. C, F, B flat. One more time. C, F, B flat. Now, we could go up here to find the next note. May. But I'm running out of runway here. So instead of playing my E flat, that's what this note is, way up here, I'm going to play it down here. Notice that is the octave. So, what fret is that? We know that that is our 6th fret by looking at my dots. I know the first dot is my C, that's the 3rd fret. The second dot is my 5th fret, but I'm 1 above that. So that's my 6th fret. That's how I count up my frets, by using my position markers. Let's talk about the position markers here before we continue with this cycle. The double dots. Most basses will have a double dot exactly halfway between the nut and the bridge. This divides the string in half. This is your octave. So if I play an open E, for example, and then I fret on the 12th fret, that's going to be my octave. So double dots, octave, that's your 12th fret. Now, the 3rd fret, that's the first dot. The second dot is your 5th fret. Next dot up is your 7th. Next dot up is the 9th. And then you're at the double dot, which is the 12th fret. So by looking to either side of those dots, you can tell if you're on either the 4th or the 6th, right? Or up here, you can tell if you're on the 8th or the 10th. And then on either side of the 12th fret, you can see if you're on the 11th or the 13th, and so on and so on. I could talk at length about the position markers, but that's sort of how I approach this. I'm like, okay, what position marker am I closest to if I'm not on one directly? Anyways, let's go back to the beginning here, where we now have a sequence that should sound like this. C, F, B flat, E flat. That's the first 4 notes now. We're a third the way through. Let's do this again. C, F, B flat, E flat. Now E flat, you want to tell yourself, what fret am I on? Look at your position markers. I like to look at it as, okay, 1 below the 3rd dot. So I know that that's going to be my 6th fret. Let's do that again. And we'll say the note names out loud. C, F, that's my 8th fret. B flat is my 13th fret. E flat is my 6th fret. Now, from here, where's my 4th? I can apply this same approach as before, where I play a whole, whole, half. And that puts me 1 fret below the 12th fret on my A string. So I know the 12 is my octave. So the 11th is a semitone below my octave. So that has to be an A flat. So now we have the cycle of fourths going up to the A flat, starting from C. Watch and play. And say it. Here we go. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat. Ooh, I like it. Let's do it again. This time we're going to pluck 4 beats just to slow things down. So we'll have C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, so now where do we go from here? That's the note I'm going for. A May. Now, I don't want to play this high up the fretboard, so I have to find it the octave below. And this is where we ought to be. This is on the 4th fret. And this note just so happens to be my D flat. Okay? So we're on the 4th fret of the A string. This is the D flat. So let's start from scratch, and we'll play the sequence together. 4 beats per note. Ready? Play. C, F, B flat, down to our E flat, A flat, D flat. Let's do that again, starting from the C. Ready? Play. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Now again, we'll find our interval, Amazing Grace, from D flat. This is now G flat. So, are you ready? Sorry, did you find that fret? This is our 9th fret of the A string. Let's start from the very beginning. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat on the 9th fret. Oh, where's that? This is where we want to go next. And this is the 2nd fret of the A string. Listen to this. Okay, I could have gone up, but I decided to play at the octave below. Okay, so I'm going from G flat all the way to C flat. Now when we're on C flat, that's an enharmonic note, so this is also the same as B natural. So you might hear me call this the C flat or the B natural. It's the same thing. It's the same note. Okay. So let's see if we can put this all together. We're very close to completing this now. So C, F, we'll go up to the B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, E. Okay, so we're going Amazing Grace from our C flat or B up to the E natural, right? This is our 7th fret of the A string. Now after this, we'll just speed through the process here. From the E, we'll go up to the A. Then from the A, we'll go down the perfect fourth to the D. Then we'll go up a perfect fourth to the G. And then up a perfect fourth, play down the octave, back to where we started, which is the C. So now we have the whole sequence. And if you're struggling with this, that's totally normal. Totally normal. There's a lot of information coming at you in a really quick way. So the most important thing, I think, is just to play along with me. So I'm going to do this 12-note perfect fourth cycle. I'm going to play through the cycle of fourths. And I just want you to play along with me. Use your ears. Look at which fret you're playing on. Listen to me count out the quality of the note. And eventually it'll start to sink in and you'll be saying these notes out loud as well. So let's do it together. Ready? Play. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, E, A, D, G, C. Let's do it again. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat or B, E, A, D, G, and back to where we started. So, let me check the time here. Oh boy, this has been a long lesson. Thanks for putting up with me. Practice your cycle of fourths over and over and over again. You can loop this video. You can play along with me and go get it. This is so important. Don't give up. I'm right here with you. We'll work on this together. This is going to be great. Okay, cycle of force, and we'll see you next time.